Shout out to Claritin for supporting this episode and providing us with samples.
My family is an allergy family, and one thing I can always count on is that somebody has the Claritin.
Luckily, for those of us who live with symptoms of allergies, we can live Claritin Clear with Claritin D.
Designed for serious allergy sufferers, Claritin D has 2 powerful ingredients in just 1 pill that relieve your allergy symptoms and decongest your nose so you can breathe better.
This double action combination of prescription strength allergy medicine and the best decongestant available relieves sneezing, a runny nose, itching, and watery eyes, an itchy nose and throat, and sinus congestion and pressure with ease.
I've got 2 nieces with extreme allergies, and the only thing that helps them is Claritin. We've always got it.
Oh yeah, my boyfriend, let me tell you something. When the allergies start up in Los Angeles, it's like, this is like reach for that Claritin. Ready to live life as if you don't have allergies? It's time to live Claritin Clear.
Fast and powerful relief is just a quick trip away. Find Claritin D at the pharmacy counter.
Ask for Claritin at your local pharmacy counter. You don't even need a prescription.
Go to Claritin.com right now for a discount so you can live Claritin Clear. Use as directed.
Summer's all about making fun and delicious memories with the people you care about.
It's a perfect time to host a dinner party, enjoy family movie night, or game night with friends. I used to live right by a Whole Foods market, and I would grab all of my appetizers and stuff for my friends, and I would get my wine and everything right there in one place. Love that place. Never without it when I have people over.
And in summer, I love to grill meat, and that's why I always go to Whole Foods Market, because they have just wonderful cuts of meat.
You could also look to Whole Foods Market Catering to make entertaining as easy as it is flavorful. Order shrimp platters, veggie crudités, charcuterie, and more. Explore your options at shop.wfm.com.
Host the perfect summer dinner party with help from Whole Foods Market. Listening on Audible helps your imagination soar. Whether you listen to stories, motivation, expert advice, any genre you love, you can be inspired to imagine new worlds, new possibilities, new ways of thinking. There's more to imagine when you listen. Listening can really lead to positive changes in your mood, your habits, and ultimately your overall well-being. I've been wanting something fun and light for the summer, so I started listening to The Stench of Honolulu by Jack Handey, who, of course, is from Saturday Night Live. We all remember Deep Thoughts. And it's true. I really feel like my imagination is bursting at the seams right now.
As an Audible member, you can choose 1 title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including the latest bestsellers and new releases.
New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500. When there's so much that happens, watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens? Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the wonderful and hilarious Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hi.
How's it going? Look at you. New background. New
Yes,
room.
I am now in Los Angeles. And I'm in this little bottom garage apartment thing of where I'm living. And I have not had time to beautify. I got my computer set up, my little studio for this, but I sound a little echoey because there's not shit in here, okay? And so I'm very echoey. I feel like I'm in a terrorist video, like being held hostage or something, except for that cute little home goods lamp behind me, and also that beautiful, friendly tree that my friend gave me named Bondolini. Yeah. It's just very cute, bringing me a lot of love. But I already got my Topo Chico. I got some water. I got my notes going for my jersey. So I think I'm ready to rumble, guys.
Well, it's appropriate that we're talking Real Housewives of New Jersey today, and that you do have that cute little plant behind you. I got you that plant as a housewarming gift, and I did not need Rachel Fuda to deliver it for me, nor did I need Dolores. I was able to give it directly to you, and I feel very happy about that. But today's episode, a large part of it, is about a housewarming gift that is neither warm, nor is it a house. It's very controversial.
They need to warm that house more, as in burn it to the ground. Although they did improve it a whole lot.
They definitely
from when
improved
it was originally built. Because when it was originally built, the internet bullied Melissa and Joe into basically redoing it. I mean, they tore off the entire top half of it. And redid it because it was so hideous looking. And now it's just like a regular kind of past the trend farmhouse, beyond the trend farmhouse style, which, you know, is fine. I did think it was funny that it's a lemon party, though, and they had to redo that lemon. So I thought that was pretty good.
That is funny.
That was a good theme.
That is actually a very good point. Yeah, I thought the house looked actually really good. They definitely improved the front. They used to have this horrific like portico or something that when you would, you know, walk into the front door, it looked strange. The roof line was really weird. Lots of weird little triangles. It was a disaster, but it looked good. And I actually thought it looked pretty good on the inside too. So, you know,
well done, guys.
They turned the lemon into lemonade for sure.
They sure did. And they act very touristy, like they're having a lemon party, limoncello party. And they're very, I was just over there, you know, as you know, and it was kind of like those little towns, just tourist towns where everything's lemons. And they say things like, whoa, we're in Italy, limoncello. Whoa, we're in Italy. You got some grappa? Yeah, because we're in Italy. I'm like, yeah, you're such tourists. You're such tourists to your own family's culture. I'm so embarrassed for you.
I was very late in life to associating lemons with Italy. Like, when I say late in life, I think I was like 38. I think it was only like 4 years ago that I realized like lemons were an Italian thing. I always thought it was tomatoes and basil, mozzarella. But I thought like things that grow in nature, it's tomatoes and basil. I was like, that's Italy. Lemons, I just thought lemons were just, everyone has lemons. But yeah, lemons are too. Well, yeah, but like I feel like Italy is all about like tomatoes. Like the tomatoes, like you got to make red sauce, tomato sauce. Tomatoes are better in Italy. And I really didn't realize that lemons were such a big deal. I wonder if it was like Dorit Kemsley herself who opened my eyes as she created her Capri room in Buco di Beppo.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's Dorit educating people about multiple cultures and one personality day by day, you know?
Yeah.
So let's get to this episode, shall we? Oh, by the way, we are doing a Game of Thrones podcast called Winter is Crappening. That comes out fresh episodes Monday nights on Winter is Crappening, that feed. And then the Crappens gets... not the Crappens, but Watch What Crappens will get those on their feed like Wednesday-ish. So go subscribe to the feed, all right, to listen to Winter is Crappening, House of the Dragon Recap Season 2. You can also find all of Season 1 if you want to listen to that. We have a really good time with that show. It's our little break from Bravo. Mm-hmm. And if you want this on video, come to Patreon. That's also where you get all of our bonus episodes. Lots of good ones lately, so go check that out. And now, if you're looking for the Below Deck from last week, it's on Patreon. Sometimes that happens when we've got too much. So let's get on with this one, Ben. What do you think, you fucking loser? Drug dealer? You know who he's fucking with? The wrong Teresa Giudice. How many of you were in the phone book?
I know. I was about to say that. Is there a correct Teresa Giudice? You should have told that to the judge many years ago, and then you maybe would have avoided some jail time.
Nah, you got the wrong one. I'm actually Teresa Giudice from Patterson, not Teresa Giudice from Franklin Lakes.
Yeah, you looking for Teresa Giudice. I'm Teresa Giudice because I'm French-like. Blink, 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 blink.
You are the poster child for mortgage fraud. That's John Fuda's big burn. And he's like, when I need my money laundered, I'll call ya.
Huh? Money laundry? That was my husband, thank you very much. Fucker, loser, drug dealer. Ha!
Yeah, so first of all, John Food is really bad at fighting. I know he thinks like he's a big badass, like coming in to scream at a woman and everything, but he kind of sucks at it. You're basically complimenting her, and you're in Jersey. I think when you're like, hey, you know what? When I need my money laundered. Wait, I'm having a James Kennedy moment. Do you hear that plane overhead?
No, I don't.
There's big planes going overhead. That's what I get for making fun of James Kennedy all season, okay? But anyway, you're living in Jersey. When you compliment somebody's money laundering skills, aren't you just helping them at the end of the day? I mean, it's like actually really nice. So thanks, John Fuda.
Yeah, it's like a free advertisement.
You're just bringing business to the family.
Yeah. I mean, you just might as well tell everyone. You might as well tell everyone in Tenafly that there's a new launderer in town. So Teresa's like,
You got the wrong one.
and Teresa, then she turns to Louis going,
He's making a big mistake. He's fucking with the wrong Teresa Judice.
And Rachel's like, you know what, John? We're not taking that gift to Joe because we don't work for her. So you can leave that bottle a Blue Label. We're going to say Blue Label 30 times in this episode. It's a very, very important distinction. But we are going to leave that bottle a Blue Label on the bar. Don't take it, John. Don't take it for Teresa. Don't take it, John. Leave it right there, John. Leave it right there.
yeah, he's not going to want that. You know, a deal's a deal. I wanted an apology. That wasn't an apology. I'm like, well, you also stuck around for like all of 5 seconds. So you couldn't even get to what could have been an apology, to be fair.
And he goes, if it was a real apology, it would have been sincere. Good. Yeah, well, yes. And she's like, did you notice that Louis didn't even say a word? Did you notice, John? Louis didn't say a word, John. Did you notice?
He was going to let Teresa bury herself. I'm like, no, I think he was just scared shitless. I think that's what it was. So then upstairs, because Louis and Teresa are still sitting at their table. Like, I think they still think that the foodies are going to come back.
Wait, you think Louis was scared? Of what?
Yeah.
John?
Everything. I think Louis is scared. He's scared. He's a scared
No, I don't
person.
think Louis was scared. I think Teresa told Louis, I'm going to handle this. You shut up. I can deal with him, because she's sick of people calling Louis abusive or whatever they're calling him. So I think she's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then, you know, Teresa, the way Teresa fights, she's like, I'll just go in there and call him gay a lot. Because last week you asked me what Fugazi was. Fugazi is fake. I had to learn it from the internet, okay? Just like you learned about lemons from Dorit. I learned about Fugazi from some dude on YouTube who's like, I'll teach you Italian things. Fugazi. I got my wife a purse, but it was only $10 and it was spelled Channel instead of Chanel. I think that is Fugazi. That's his thing. So I learned that from him. But then a listener said, no, that's Fugazi. She's saying Fugazi because he's gay, because he had dildos in his butt. That's the rumor for the year. So I'm glad Teresa could get a little homophobia in there.
That's nice.
We've been lacking this season on Real Housewives in New Jersey. There needed to be a little more homophobia. And I thought that there really... The chance, obviously, was when we found out about the double dildo in the first place. And I was like, how are there not more gay jokes? This is Jersey. Why do I watch this on Pride Month if not for the gay jokes? And we were missing them. So thanks, Teresa.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's a great way to celebrate Pride. So, so Louis, but the other thing is that with Louis being quiet, Louis' whole thing is that he just wants peace. I just want to make peace. I want to move on with our lives. So the fact that he doesn't even say anything, he doesn't even try to create a bridge between everything, means that, to me, A, he's fake when he talks about wanting to make peace, but also I think he's scared. He's scared of Teresa. I think he's scared of John. I think he's scared of Rachel. I think he's scared. So he's like, I can't believe I gave them 20 seconds of my time. He's over here with all these quote unquote standards banging on the table. You know, he always has a lot to say when people leave, by the way. He always talks so tough the moment people leave. But then whenever he's confronted, he's always like, oh yeah, you go say those things, fine. But then like when they're gone, he's like, I was this close to punching him in the face. I almost took out my machete and chopped his head off. Man, I was so tough at that moment.
I don't know. We saw him yelling and screaming at people all last reunion and doing all of that. So I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, but I'll tell you this. He is staying purple. Sometimes he's loud. Sometimes he's quiet. His face is always purple. Whatever's happening, his blood pressure is still going. That's for damn sure. So Teresa's like,
Yeah, he didn't want to address it. He put that lie out there about you.
okay, so then we found out what this lie was. So this lie supposedly is last year at the reunion when John brought that manila envelope, it was supposedly proof that Louis had a private investigator talk to his ex-wife in prison. Okay, so that's the big rumor. But then Louis bragged about hiring a private investigator to investigate everybody. So I don't understand why that's such a kick in the nuts to Teresa and Louis.
Yeah, I don't understand either. Well, I mean, the thing is this, at the end of the day, this is a sit down for Teresa to apologize for going out and blabbing that John Fuda was a drug dealer and like gleefully telling everyone that he takes dildos up the butt and all this stuff. And Teresa and Louis have now turned it into like, but what about the lies you told about us? And it's like, listen, I mean, this whole situation is so stupid, but like ostensibly you're here to be apologizing for your bad behavior that you had at that party. And the fact it's classic Teresa and Louis that they would turn it into a like, but now you have to apologize to us too.
Right. So she's like,
He's a wannabe gangster.
because to Teresa, that's like the word. Like she would actually have respect for him if he was a gangster,
Yeah.
which is why I'm saying, like, just take the title. I mean, biggest drug dealer in New Jersey is a hard title to get. A lot of people are competing for that title. Take it. Be proud. You know?
Also, though, by the way, Teresa needs to be consistent because she goes to a party and she spreads rumors that he was a drug dealer. Like, oh, look at him. He was a drug dealer. And now she's like holding it against him that he actually wasn't a drug dealer. Like, oh, he's a wannabe. It's like, what do you want him to
more
be?
respect for him when he was a drug dealer. That's what
Do you
I'm
want to
saying. That's what's
malign
so
him for
funny.
having a criminal past, or do you want to celebrate him for being a criminal? I can't tell.
Yeah, that's the sad part is that he's not a drug dealer. She's like, what a loser, you know?
He's a
And she
faker.
goes,
He left the bottle there on the bar. He don't want to bring it to his body. He's messing with the wrong Teresa Judice.
He's a hothead like your brother. Hotheads don't end up anywhere, babe. They don't end up anywhere, babe. I'm like, they literally can, like, hotheads literally wind up ruling countries. That's their damage. So then now we go to going from hot
like
to
Russia
cold.
seems fine. You know what I mean?
I can't think of any dictators in world history who've been hotheads personally. I think they've all been pretty chill people.
Well, actually, yeah. Okay, so then let's see. So now we go to Danielle, who is so hilariously full of herself. I love it. So she's like,
Fashion Week was 2 days ago, and I'm still floating. Let me tell you, I'm high as a kite. All right, but high as a kite in the best way possible. Lot of drugs. You know, I don't know what the deal is anymore. All I know what's this who dropped out of the game, am I right? But let me tell you, my full-time job is being a mom. Because no matter how many awards I win, or no matter how good my credit gets as a fashion designer, no how cute, no how my insane successes that I have, I'm still a mom.
I'm like, your insane successes. You sent a few like pink paper bags down a runway.
Yeah.
I'm not in the Bergen County section of whatever civic center they pointed you towards. I still need proof that this was actually a fashion week.
I really still do not believe it was fashion. Like, I don't believe it was part of the official Fashion Week schedule. So now, because her real full-time job is not being a fashion designer, could have fooled me. Her real full-time job is being a mom. So now, as evidence, she and Nate go and wake up the kids for school, and Valentina's sleeping. It looks like a doghouse that's in her bedroom. Like she comes out of like a little door. I was so confused. Also, by the way, the timeline on this show, we forgot to talk about it last week. I'm really confused about what time it is because it looks very sunny. It looks very summery, but every time it cuts to the Fuda's house, they have a giant Halloween skeleton, like a huge skeleton up in front of their door. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't see that.
It's like it's like, how are the editors so sloppy to take conversations from Halloween and edit them into like late August, early September scenes? And like, it's fine to do that, but then to include the B-roll from that time too. Like, do you guys know you're putting up Halloween B-roll during your summer sequences now? Or is it just that the Fudos just have a giant skeleton in front of their house all year round? Because I could actually believe that too.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Wait, you're talking about the Fudas or Danielle?
The Fudas. I just started talking because Danielle's kids are going to school. It sort of seems like the implication, although they never actually say it, is that this is the first day of school because they're like, well, it's time to do this. They're like prepping. They're like, oh God, time to wake up the kids. Like the energy is kind of like, well, we're back at it another school year. So in my mind, I created a narrative.
I thought it was just a school day. That's how it always is.
I created a narrative in my head that it was the beginning of the school year. Well, it should be. Well,
I think it
Fashion
was
Week's in
just a
September.
school day. School day's hell every day. Let me tell you. Anybody who, I mean, people with the people with kids know. I don't have kids. I just know people with kids. Like my sister, I have nieces and stuff. And whenever it's time to like babysit or whatever, and it's school day, oh my god, it's always a fucking drama. It's like begging them to get out of bed. I mean, parents really do go through a lot of shit. It's like, please get out of bed. What do you want to wear? And they're like, poopy on my face. I'm like, oh, you know, or like toilet paper. They just want to wear toilet paper on their head. That's it. You know, the kids are little terrorists. It
sounds like a true nightmare. And I've got two things to say about it. First and foremost, since last week was New York Fashion Week episode, that happens in September. So yes, this probably was not the beginning of school. School's probably already
September
started.
6th. I just looked it up. September
But
6th.
that being said, it's definitely not put a giant skeleton in front of your house season, unless that's just part of your natural decor. And second of all, speaking of kids, I just want to do a quick interjection because we forgot to also mention this, but we did last week the And Just Like Matt podcast where Ronnie and I went on and talked about Sex and the City with Matt McConkey. And I think we did not mention that here on this podcast. So if you're interested in something like that, and the episode we recapped, which the reason why I'm bringing it up now is an episode that pertains to children, etc. Go check that out because we had a really fun time and we want to support Matt.
That was a fun time. It was a fun show. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
You lose weight, it comes back. You lose it again, it comes back again. Sound familiar? Then it's time to find a better, more sustainable way to lose weight. RHO pairs a weekly shot with healthy lifestyle changes, so you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight in a year, on average, and actually keep it off. Over 200,000 people have already chosen RHO to help them lose weight. Here's why. RHO lets you skip the waiting room and get GLP-1 medication prescribed online. Just tell us about your health history, and a RHO-affiliated provider will help find the GLP-1 medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals. Plus, you'll get the coaching and support you need to make your results last. Now you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight and keep it off. Get started with RHO today at rho.co/join. That's ro.co/join.
I have a dog named Bueller. I would do anything for Bueller. I cuddle with him. I talk to him. I grab his little paws and I squeeze them lightly and look into his eyes and tell him how much I love him. He's my baby.
Well, guess what? Today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program.
Your pet is a part of your family and you want the best for them, no matter what. And that is why you should check out pet insurance.
The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier for pet parents like you to help your pet get the care they may need.
Because vet bills can really add up, especially when you're least expecting it.
It's simple. Use their app to submit a claim, and you'll receive reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly into your bank account.
To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/crappens.
That's aspcapetinsurance.com/crappens.
Again, that's aspcapetinsurance.com/crappens.
This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance.
So did you notice that this kid looks just like Cameron Westcott's kids? I've been wondering who this kid looks like. It's Cameron Westcott's daughter. It's Court.
Interesting.
It looks just like her. It's weird. It's
not
like
Court.
Court in a different city.
Cruz.
They were like, you know what? The Westcotts are monsters and racist. Let's get rid of them. Loved the kid mocking the mother the whole time. Can we just bring the daughter? Let's just bring the daughter on and just pretend she's somebody else's.
Now, just point of reference, Court is actually the husband, not the daughter. But the daughter's name, I don't remember the daughter's name.
But Court looks like the daughter. The daughter looks just like Court.
Yeah. The Westcott genes are coming through. Yes. I'm going to have to look next time because I did not notice that, but I'm going to keep an eye out for it.
Okay, so she's like,
Yeah, Fashion Week was a few days ago, but I'm still floating. I'm high as a kite.
so Valentina Doghouse. Okay, so then we go over to the Gorga house, and Melissa has an assistant. Why? I don't know, but I love it. I want an expendable income. It just looks amazing. What do you have, a kiosk? You have a kiosk that's open like one day a month, and you have a fucking assistant? I'm such a loser.
Yeah, well, I don't know why Melissa Gorga. Maybe it's because she has to juggle her fashion career with her singing career, and it requires some extra hands on deck. But
There's so many phone calls to not answer.
I wonder what they did to her recording studio in the basement of the other home. Like, did they convert it into something? Because it's just it was there for like 10 years and never seen
Hopefully
again.
a urinal. The flush would probably be more on key than that song was. Although I have to say that was a bop, because you know
good.
what? Even just thinking of it, I can sing it right now. On display, on display, on display.
Each and every day, every day, every day. Everybody's
People always waiting on me too far. People always waiting on me too far. Well, they can just waiting on it, waiting on it, waiting on it, keep waiting on it, waiting on it. So you know what? It's a better song than I give credit to, and I have to also give credit to the guy from their church who wrote it. Remember, because they found that teenager at church.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this Housewives music has actually aged pretty well. I mean, Countess Luann performing in front of like a crowd of thousands in the UK like 2 weeks ago. That's wild. People have really come around to it. Like, we didn't realize how avant-garde this stuff was.
You see? We're on the cusp of an artistic movement. You guys.
Yeah. It's Simon Van Kempen. You're up next.
No, his I don't remember. I can't think
remember
Simon.
either.
I do remember the terrible leather pants, but I don't think Simon remember his song. Whereas Melissa, I think of Melissa, I can sing the song. I think of Countess Luann, money can't buy you class. Kim Zolciak,
Of course.
was it?
Kim's, no, I said, of course. I mean, obviously, Tardy for the Party. Honestly,
Tardy
even
for
the ring didn't mean a
party.
thing.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
The ring didn't mean a thing. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. By the way, I know we have to talk about New Jersey, but the ring didn't mean a thing still goes down as one of the funniest ways to troll someone is how to troll someone who didn't pay you a cut of the song that they've continued to make thousands off of is by then writing them a follow-up song that is so gleefully out of their range that they just are going to sound like a total idiot anytime they try to sing it.
She
Like,
doesn't
that
have a
is how you
range.
troll someone.
That girl doesn't have a range. But I'll tell you what a good troll was making her go into the studio and sing that a cappella thing. I will never forget when she was not singing a cappella, but we couldn't hear the music because the monitors were on, and she had earphones on, and you just hear her going, whoa, whoa, the ring doesn't mean a thing. Whoa.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
So funny.
truly
Okay,
one of the
so
best
Melissa
things of all
has an
time.
assistant is the point. And so they're talking about this party she's having. She's like, this is a classy party, Joe, okay? I don't want that you doing that pouring shots down people's throat things, okay? And he's like, what do you mean classy? Yeah, of course it's going to be classy, huh?
Okay, since when have the Gorgas ever thrown a classy party? And since when does this party mandate any sort of classiness? It's literally like a housewarming party in the late summer in New Jersey. This is not. I mean, that's it. I don't know. I don't even have to say anything more than that. Like, this is a Gorga party. There's no reason for it to be classy.
This is not Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Melissa Gorga's lemon party.
This is not even a bridge.
So we
It's
go
just-
over.
Just them.
Then we go over to Marge's house, and she's like, "My lady, what are you going to help me make a cheese board? Only you can do this. I mean, is this cheese even good? This cheese is probably disgusting. It looks moldy, but there's just cranberries or something. Eat it. Eat the cheese.
Yeah. It's the Jackie
Eat it, my lady.
Goldschneider of cheeses. It's just moldy and it looks disgusting, but someone likes it.
You know what? I was good to this cheese, and look what it's done to me. It's gotten moldy. It's betrayed me. You know who stood up for this cheese since they were born? Me. I stood up for this cheese ever since it was born. It came out of the cow's udders, and I was like, you're going to be amazing cheese. Have confidence in yourself, cheese.
Did you hear this cheese wrote a book and sent the book to Melissa Gorga of all people? And I still haven't even read the cheese's book. It's awful, okay? Have a bite, my lady.
This cheese is a douchebag. It's a douche. All right.
So then we go over to Dolores's house, and her mom is there, and Valerie. And so Dolores is like looking for napkins for her mom. She goes, you know what? I know you're not fancy, Mom. I know you don't need a napkin. She's like, no, I'll use my sleeve. It's okay, Dolores.
Don't worry, Dolores. I got some cookies in my pocket. I'll wipe my mouth with cookies.
Ma, the Chips Ahoy is making your face dirtier. You got chocolate streaks all over your face.
Huh, it's okay. I'll just eat it with another cookie. What can you do, Dolores?
Ma, you taught me how to set a table when we were waitressing. Remember? You used to say, the twat is looking at you. She's like,
Yeah, it worked, didn't it?
I don't understand that. Did you understand that when she said that? I went back a few times. It's like, did she say that?
you were taking notes on that. So today we split up notes to where Ben took the first half and I took the second half. And I actually thought, I hope Ben understood that because I think she just said the twat is facing you. I think what they mean is when you fold the napkin, you know how you do the napkin into a triangle and then the triangle folds over. And I guess one side of the spine of that napkin looks kind of like a... I guess a vagina looking back at you now that I think about it. And that must be what they were talking about. Like you face the vagina part out at you.
I guess I have no idea. It was just also not what I was expecting. Like it's not advice I would expect Valerie to give to Dolores. You know, Valerie.
What's facing you, Dolores? You know, Dolores, the way I always tell you, this is how you arrange your little cherubs you get from the Hallmark store. Make them face it so that way all their twats are facing you from the cabinet.
Also, I love the idea of them waitressing together. I think that's so cute. Like a mother and daughter, like being, because I did that with my mom. My mom ran restaurants and I worked at I never was a waiter though, but we cooked in the kitchen together and that was interesting. But it was really fun. I think that's an important thing to have with the parent. And I would love to see them do it. Like, Ma, table 22 still taking time to order.
Well, you deserve to know what table 22 wants. what are they going to just make you wait forever, Dolores? You have a right to know. Do they want sunny side up? Do they want them hard boiled? You have a right, Dolores.
I could not think of two more perfect diner waitresses than Dolores and Valerie. Like, they both are such diner waitresses in their own way. Like, Valerie, like, you all ready over here? You know what you want to get? I can't decide between the egg whites or the salad. Get the egg whites. You like them. They'll make you happy.
Hey, Val, you got any specials today?
Cookies.
Like, literally, like, it could be in a sitcom. It could be called It's a Living. Except it would be just us in a diner instead of a rooftop bar.
It's a living with a man who's not going to marry me for whatever reason. I mean, another one, seriously.
Mm-hmm. So Gabby comes over and Dolores, says how she's like, Gabby's an amazing veterinarian. She gets home late because if she has to put a dog down, she'll sit with the family, make sure they're okay. She's a true doctor and I'm so proud of her. And every Tuesday, I have my mom and Gabby over for lunch. So Gabby comes over. It's very sweet. It's like a ladies' lunch in the Dolores household.
So they're talking about Frank's dog who is near to death because he has a tumor. And so they're waiting for that and giving it a lot of drugs. And they're all feeling really bad for Frank. And then we find out that Frankie has a girlfriend, very nice girl. Then we then we're talking about the engagement with Big Frank a lot. And Val's like,
is he still going through with the engagement even though the dog is sick? Let me tell you. We're about to 86 that dog, which is very, very sad. But guess what? We've also got cookies.
Ma, you don't have to go over the menu right now, all right? We're in real life right now.
All right.
Ma, let me serve you. Just for once, let me serve you.
All right.
So then they're talking about, they got, Frank bought a house for, what's her face again? What's her name again? The girl, his fiance. What's her name again?
It'll come to me. I forgot.
He bought her a house. And so, so Gabby's saying like, yeah, she could not be more excited about the house. I thought, well, what's not to be excited over? It's one of the nicest streets in Franklin Lakes. Only 5 dumpsters on it. I mean, that's a real blockbuster street in New Jersey.
Which leads me to ask, what does Frank do again? Because
what does he do?
What does he do? Because he got disbarred from lawyering, right? For taking money out of the account. a client's account. It was like a very low level Tom Girardi type situation. And then he was kind of flipping houses maybe with Delore. And then what else does he,
Well,
what does he do? How is he
career.
getting the nicest house in Franklin Lakes? That's what I want to know.
He had a stand-up career, going on the road with the guys. They had their thing. But Frank doesn't even appear on this show that much anymore. He used to be like every episode, but now it's only here and there. So I don't really know what he's doing or how he's spending his time.
So then she's like, yeah, he told me he's going to get engaged at the house he bought for her. So that's exciting. And they're like, oh my God, this is so great. And Val's like,
Well, if he's gonna do it, you know what? He should just do it. Enough waiting, right? You shouldn't have to wait. Am I right, Delore? Right?
Yeah, they both look
right?
at Dolores. And Dolores goes, what? Listen, I've been married. I've had my kids. Okay, I've walked from the kitchen to the living room to the kitchen and back again. I've done it all. Paul still has to get divorced. And so then Valerie, she's like, oh, you know what? You know what? Okay. She's like, oh, I just realized, Gabby, you were making that face at your mother? That was for your mother? I just realized it right now. I just realized what this whole moment was about. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm caught up. I understand what's happening now.
So what? Let me tell you something. He's been separated for 15 years. Whatever. Time to get divorced. If you're not back by then, you're not getting back. All right?
which is a good call. And that's very good motherly advice. Like, you're not getting back together. Okay. Time to just get divorced. But also, if someone's pushing it that long, I don't know that he really wants to get married to you, Dolores. Sorry. So she's like, yeah, you know what? I don't think it's that she doesn't want to be divorced, but look, beyond that, Paul wants to start a business with me, which is much more important than marriage. Am I right? Because he's a man with money. What do men love? Money. So he's willing to share that with me. Doing what? I don't really know. No one's told me, but I'm very honored. Very honored.
And they're like, Dolores like, yeah, it's going to be electrical work. And Valerie's like, oh yeah, okay, electrical work. Will there be cookies? No, Ma, it's wires, it's electricity. And Gabby's like, I don't know if I can, I can't wait to see you put in electrical wires. No, I'm not the electrician. And neither is he, by the way. She's like, wait, so Paulie's not an electrician? I'm so confused. There's no cookies, no electricians. What does he actually do with his life?
Okay, so you've heard this gossip, right? About Paulie?
I don't know what you're going to say.
I'm looking it up online. Now, don't sue us over this because this is just stuff I'm reading on Reddit, okay? So I'm going to look up Real Housewives of New Jersey, Paulie, brothels is what I hear. Brothels.
Paulie
let's
brothels.
see.
It's always very, what's funny about the name Paulie is that whatever noun you put after it, as long as you pluralize it, it sounds like a nickname. Oh, Paulie brothels. Okay. Hey, you talked to Paulie brothels lately?
Okay, David Yontef on Behind the Velvet Rope podcast had someone on there who said the reason Paulie does not get divorced is because he and his wife own brothels, which make them a fortune. There's a TikTok of it that I saw, and I'm just wondering if anybody else saw it, knows anything. That was from Pearl Jen or something. And let me see if there's any. Now, someone told somebody on some podcast, that sounds like a Dana Wilkie thing. Was this a Dana Wilkie thing? Okay, then there's another one on Reddit that says, Paul owns brothels?
I heard today this was created by Val. I can tell because their little avatar is a cookie. I heard today that Dolores cheated on David and that Paul owns brothels with his wife. What?
For question marks. And someone said he has a sleaze factor, and then someone said good money in it, no wonder he doesn't want a divorce, lose his share of the business if he did. And then someone said Paulie, the staunch Catholic who can't get divorced, also runs brothels on the side. I mean, come on now. And then someone said, I mean, it's pretty common for Catholic men to pick and choose what they do and don't adhere by. And then of course it turns into a big gossip fest. But the reason I even looked that up was because people keep writing in our comments on Instagram and stuff like, well, he's not going to divorce his wife because of the brothels. So, of course, now everybody's just taking this as fact because, someone said it on a podcast somewhere sometime, just like we're doing right now, spreading it around.
I know.
My reason for spreading it around is A, yes, of course, we've heard the rumors, and B, I hope it's true. That would be amazing. I hope that Dolores is like, yeah, you know what? I help Paulie with his business, selling people. I mean, it's...
Dolores
You know,
would
it's a
make
living.
an amazing
talk
madam.
about a sitcom. It's a living. Now that's a living. All right.
Hey, did you perform tonight? Did you get any good Johns? No? Okay. Well, tomorrow night, better luck.
Well, you know what? Talk about a bunch of women not giving away the milk for free. You gotta respect it, Dolores.
Ma, was it a slam at me? What are you slamming me hypothetically? What are you doing?
Sorry. I was in some gay person's head.
Hey, I actually wouldn't mind some free milk, to go with the cookies. I can't imagine Dolores being in a relationship with someone who owns brothels. I just don't see her looking the other way on something like that. I really don't.
But would she care? I mean, I don't
I don't know.
I don't know that Dolores would have a huge moral objection to it. What if Dolores is just like, great, the girls are great. Like she probably goes in and is like, all right, let's talk. Landison. I'm trying to think of like a hooker name, but I can't think of one. Like
Cookie.
Not really a
Cinnamon?
traditional hooker name. Cinnamon. Okay. Listen, Cinnamon, Spice, come in here, sit down. Now, when you do a threesome, it's even money. That's it. You feel like you did more, Cinnamon? Guess what? Someone always does more in a threesome, okay? Someone does the work. Someone gets to sit back and just watch and what, frig themselves with a finger? Like, who cares? You know what? She got the lucky seat that time. Next time, maybe you'll get the lucky seat. She'll do more. But at the end of the day, you still split, okay? She had to be there with that hairy-backed, naked, fupa motherfucker, and she deserves part of the pay. That's it. I don't want to fight about it. Girls, go back to work. Go back to work. Wait, here's a handy wipe. All right, now go. Now go.
She brings them all lasagna.
100%. Listen, don't argue with me, or you're not going to get to taste this Gila monster shaped out of focaccia.
So, either way, she says that Polly has invited her to be part of the business, and she tells us, you know what? It's the highest form of flattery for a man to say, come into my business, because I know what their money means to them. We all do, right? But he has not been clear about my job title exactly and responsibility, or even what the job is, or what his business is. And I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know. Ma'am, I hate to break this to you. This is not the highest form of flattery to have someone make you feel that it's the highest form of flattery, to have you come in and do all the tasks that he does not want you to do. This is not flattery at all. This is like pawning off responsibilities, if you ask me.
Well, I think when they first started, I think he's trying to shut her up, first of all.
Yeah.
But I think that the way she presented it first to us was that she was going to start a business with Paul. Like they were going to have a business together. But now it sounds like he's saying, just come work for me, which is not the same thing.
Yeah, I can't tell what it is, but if she's saying, I want you to, I'm not moving forward in our relationship until you get divorced. And his response is, okay, let's start a job together. That is not healthy to me. That's not good, because the issue with the relationship is still an issue. And now you're just going to be more enmeshed financially. And I don't think this is a flattering thing at all.
So Paul enters. He's like, Uber Eats, ladies.
And she's like, oh my God, look at you. I didn't even hear you come in, Paul. Wow, you're a sneaky, sneaky, sneaky woman-selling man. I'm sorry, did I say that? I've been on to read it. Sorry. Go ahead, Delore.
Yeah. So, so he enters on the heels of, I'm glad that Valerie, by the way, before Paul enters, was like, you have a right to know what your future is, by the way. You should be able to know what's going on here. And she's right. So then we go over to Teresa's house, and Teresa has made huge piles of eggs for all her daughters. Like the plates are just like overflowing with scrambled eggs. And Melania's like, guys, I can't believe it's my senior year.
Oh, yeah, I've been talking to Gabriella, and she said that college is really hard.
Yeah, well, she's at UMich. UMich is a hard school. I'm not going to hard school like that. I just want to go like where I can get in, man. Like wherever I get in, that's where I'm going to go. Like, great. Sounds good.
So Teresa, one of Louis' sons come in, and they've brought over a barber for him. And Teresa's like,
Yeah, yesterday after meeting with the fooders, that was so toxic, all right? Like, what makes me feel at peace is being with my family, all right? So, John Fugazi, that's a goofball right there, all right? He's like Mr. Macho, and he can't admit that he's wrong, all right? Who the fuck do you think you are? Let me tell you who you is, all right?
A little yappy dog.
And then we go to the Fuda's house where the daughter is in a walker because she is like her motor skills are developing slowly. So she's in physical therapy. And they think it's like actually like tied in with her tongue tie. And that once she gets her oral surgery that it could improve. So they're just being happy with the daughter.
Yeah, and so then we go back to the Gorgas, and they're doing hors d'oeuvres. And Melissa's like, Joe, do you feel like we're back in Italy? He's like, yeah, limoncello, right? Yeah, like because that's Italian, right? Limoncello, huh?
Like, yeah. Well, by the way, Joe, I just want to remind you, I don't think tonight is a shots type of party. Not tonight. So definitely don't do shots. And that way I won't have to come up to you and be like, Joe, you just did a shot. And it'll be hilarious for America. No shots tonight, Joe.
So then the assistant still can't get over that. Is shooting shots into Joe's mouth with a shotgun. And Melissa's like, oh my God, you guys got tequila all over my floor before anyone even gets here. Joe, Jesus.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Thanks to ADT, our presenting sponsor. I enjoy true crime podcasts as much as the next person, but I think we've all experienced losing sleep when an episode hits just a little too close to home. With ADT, get 24/7 peace of mind knowing that your home is protected by the most trusted name in home security. With nearly 150 years of experience, reliability, and safety innovations, ADT is a tried-and-true smart home security system that over 6 million Americans trust. Equipped with the latest technology and the intelligence of Google, ADT provides comprehensive protection that you can manage from virtually anywhere. Whether you opt for professional installation by ADT pros or easily set it up yourself, customize your smart security system to work for your home and your routine. With Nest cams and doorbells, set up intelligent alerts so you receive notifications on what matters most. Your camera can tell the difference between a person, package, vehicle, and animal and will alert you when there's activity. When the most trusted name in home security adds the intelligence of Google, you've got a home with no worries. Go to ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. Google, Nest Cam, and Nest Doorbell are trademarks of Google LLC. ADT. Brilliantly safe.
So we go to Marge's, and she's like, oh my God, look at me picking out a yellow dress for this. Oh my God, this is fun. This is going to be such a hoopla, okay? You know why, Joe? Because I've seen Jackie. Can you believe it? And the crazy thing is that bougie bling lunch. Melissa says she's going very hard on me. She's very upset with me. And as soon as Teresa gives her the time of day, what does she do? She runs over. Everything that's transpired before never happened. You know what? It's like, you want to be upset with me? Fine. But you go be upset with me. You trash me everywhere. Who does that? What a douche. Speaking of, why are you still in blue when I'm putting on yellow? I mean, what are you, divorcing me? Why don't you just divorce me right here on camera then? Why don't you just cut me in the gut and take out my heart?
He's like, Margie, I thought I finally got it right. The seafoam shirt. No, it's a yellow party. It's not a seafoam shirt, Joe. So then we go back to the Gorgas, and Melissa saying that, you know, Jackie and Margaret are both going to come, and she hopes they don't argue, and how they just are like not really feeling themselves right now. And then
she's like, hope I don't argue after I just started a fight with them and went and told Margaret everything that Jackie just said to piss her off. Yeah. Hope they don't fight.
And then Gorga's asking about Jen Aiden and if she's going to come. So then we go over to Jennifer Aiden's house where she too is picking out a dress. And Bill is ensconced in his favorite perch, the little bench at the end of the bed.
His bed couch.
His little bed couch. He loves that. We could sit there, cross his legs, put an arm up on one of the sides. Like, girl talk time, am I right?
Well, it's gonna be an awkward party for me, you know, baby, because I texted Melissa, but I haven't even seen Joe. I haven't even talked to her husband.
Yeah. And you know, back at the Gorga's just saying, hey, I just want to be happy. I mean, looking at my beautiful wife, I'm just happy. I'm excited. Look how gorgeous you are. I'm not crying on the inside at all. Hey.
So is Teresa okay with you going tonight? What does she feel? Really care about what Tree says. I'm a real tree stump.
Hey, she just said, don't talk about me, baby. We were at the bougie brunch and we were talking about the puppy party I had. And Lena's name came up and Danielle was like, as my friend, how could you let someone just sit there and talk shit about me? And I was like, she wasn't talking shit about you. She was just stating facts, baby, and saying what exactly actually happened, baby.
And then we see the flashback of Lena being like, can you believe I did this girl's hair? And then she didn't want me in the VIP section of her party. I never. I mean, what kind of glamour party for children with cancer is this if I'm not in the VIP?
I opened up my salon that was open that day and I did her hair. Okay, could you believe it? So then Jennifer's like,
It's something about Danielle, this entitled, elitist type of personality.
like, I will say this. I do not look at Danielle Cabral and say, look at that elitist. That's just not what comes to mind.
Jen built a mansion on top of the Paramus Mall. So
to look like it's a chateau in France.
Literally, so poor people would look up at her when they're coming out of the Macy's. Okay?
Danielle is in like a 1987 split level home with filled with, white toaster ovens and stuff. And Jennifer's like,
She's an elitist over there, baby.
No, I do see where she's coming from with saying Danielle's getting too big for her britches too soon, because I think Danielle is very much like that, where she's like,
no matter how far I get with my insane career that's going on right now.
I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Calm down. Slow your roll a little bit.
Yeah, you built a website.
But it's coming from Jen. So it's like, there's not much validity there.
Again, because Jen is basically punishing Danielle for messing up what the whole plan was last year, or not really messing up. But again, the whole thing was Teresa and Jen were using Danielle as kind of like their little puppet with the whole Laura thing. And then Danielle got mad because she realized that she was being used. And so Jennifer is just kind of trying to beat her to the punch, sort of making Danielle the bad guy before Danielle can make Jennifer the bad guy. So that's what she's trying to do
here. We find out later that the plan was that this hairdresser was bringing Laura from last year, who Laura was the one who spread the rumor about Melissa to Marge. So she's basically, Teresa and Jen are still trying to be really messy and use this event as a time where they can bring this messy lady in to cause more drama with Danielle. And Danielle was smart to and got rid of it. So Jen's taking this whole thing as like you don't want to be on our team and bring everybody down that we're trying to bring on the show to bring these people down or whatever.
Then we're going to kick you off the team, basically.
Right.
So she's like, well,
To that, baby, I'm going to check in on her.
okay. So she's like,
I love it that you have ambition. I love that you can find a tutu and sell it, but you want to get to the top, you want to make it. I support you 100%, but don't treat people like shit to get there. Don't do that, because when you're up, people remember how you treated them, and God has a funny way of humbling people down, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know how far up Danielle is really getting, though, to be fair. I think she may have peaked.
Now listen, I know you finally got enough pizzas to get a free one from Domino's. But remember, while you're looking at that pizza tracker, God can come right in and take that pizza right away from you, baby.
It's called a pothole on the Garden State Parkway. Next thing you know, that pizza truck on the side of the road, and you're sitting there with bupkis.
Don't get too excited, baby.
By the way, it looks like an earthquake in my house constantly because I keep knocking. I put the monitor on one of those monitor arm stands because I'm all fancy. But now every time I touch the desk, the whole monitor shakes and my
Your monitor's like,
Yes, baby.
Yes, baby. Be careful on the way back down, baby.
But in case anyone's wondering why they're feeling sick, it is because I'm shaking the camera. Okay, sorry. Okay, so then we go to the Gorga's house, and the party is going. Nate and Danielle is showing up. It's all the glamorous movie stars. Nate and Danielle Cabral, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Danielle is wearing some sort of crazy top. It sort of looks like doily, like a doily pattern, but it's like two strips of it along the front. I mean, if this lady thinks that she's about to make a splash in fashion, I mean, I just think she has a ways to go, a very long ways to go. So they get there and they're being served a Gorga Spritz. And because this is a classy party where there should be no shots, there is a Michelangelo's David that's like cut out with Joe Gorga's face put on it and a lemon in front of the dick. So, no shots here, guys. It's a classy party.
Yeah, it's very classy. And of course, he's taken a Sharpie to make the dick bigger too.
Yeah.
Like, so Melissa's like, "Do you want a tour of my house?" She's like,
Oh my God, this house is so beautiful. It's put together. It's like you got a glam room. I want a glam room. I mean, I thought it was gonna be like it's gonna be so big. You have to be like, hey, but you don't. It's like the family room's right by the kitchen. It's amazing. I want that.
I love that she's like blown away by the idea of a family room off of the kitchen.
Oh my God, they really thought of everything.
So, that elitist mindset that she has, it's out of control. So, so now Joe Bonino and he's walking Marge and Marge Sr. up the driveway. And Marge, I'm wearing yellow for my girls. It's like we're in the Amalfi Coast. Okay. Let me tell you something. All my life, I have supported the Amalfi Coast. I'm just that sort of friend. What can I say?
Then the Fudas. Fuda's like, "What is this? Villa Gorga? Is that what we calling this place at? Because it's like Italy. Guess what I got? Grappa. Because it's like Italy."
Hey, oh my God, John Fuda, this guy's Italian. You can't get more Italian than him. He got me grappa. Oh my God, Italian. There he is.
That's right. I'm so Italian. I'm a IMDb's. That's Italian, movie star, dad.
Pizza.
B.
I still stand by the
B
pizza.
once in
I'm adding
school.
pizza in there. Doesn't fit in the acronym, but I'm fitting pizza.
IMDP. All right.
I am Italian movie dad pizza.
I am the pizza. So then Rachel, the guys are just going grappa a lot, like a bunch of fucking tourists,
So
and Rachel goes to Melissa and she's like, "Melissa, so good to be at your house. I just wanted to tell you, I met up with Teresa and Louie and they sat down and we talked for maybe 9 minutes and then we left. Could you believe it? Could you believe it?
What? I can't believe it. Yeah. She goes to John. I'm sorry if I said your brother was a drug dealer, if I said, no, you did. You need to sit there and say, I am sorry that I did that to you. I never should have said that without knowing the whole story. And Louis said nothing. He said nothing. I'll let that sink in.
Didn't even
said
speak. One sentence he spoke. He said, "Teresa, stop talking. I want to hear John's story." So now hold on. So they brought a bottle of Blue Label. This is where the story gets so hilariously good. You ready? You sitting down? Okay?
I'm sitting. I'm ready.
So
Tell
good.
me everything.
They brought a bottle of Blue Label. And they said, "Give this to my brother when you go to the house tonight as a housewarming gift."
Are you kidding me? They wanted to give me a nice little gift. That is, I am besotted by this. This is wild.
You what?
I don't know. A strange word came into my brain and I said besotted.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. But let me tell you, this gift even had a card and a bow on it. And I'm like, wow, it's really the whole thing. And I was like, I literally looked at it and I was like, I'm not taking that shit. Okay. You know what? You know where you can throw it? In a pool in the woods.
She goes, yeah, Joe doesn't want that. And Melissa says, thank God Rachel didn't bring that bottle into my house. I don't want anything to do with anything they want to give me. It probably has a air tag in it, probably bugged. I don't want that karma or my bottle or that bottle in my home.
Wow. So I got this air tag in Melissa's bottle. It's going circles around Kim D's store. It's so weird. It's just, there it is. Wait, hold on. Okay, now it's parked in front of Posh. Okay, now it's driving around again.
So then Dolores and Paulie arrive, and Dolores like, wow, super nice. This is beautiful. And so meanwhile, Rachel's still going off. She's, that gift, it was for Joe. Okay, she literally was like, this is for my brother. I'm like, I'm sorry, Rachel. I just cannot get whipped into a frenzy about this. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. If anything, it is sort of nice. Even if it was passive aggressive, even if it's from the long tradition of housewives giving, like, oh, I wasn't invited gifts to people. Kyle Richards and Lisa Vanderpump. We all remember the gift at the reunion. At the end of the day, it's still just a stupid gift. And I would not get whipped into a frenzy about it.
And a nice one. A nice one, because they're even mad that it's Blue Label, and I'm assuming that's nice because everyone keeps
nice.
saying Blue Level, right? Or
Blue sounds like a good label.
Blue Label.
Blue Ribbons, first place.
So
Blue whales are the biggest whale.
I think it's nice. You can't complain at gift. Don't
The
look
sky's
at gift. What's
blue.
in the mouth.
The sky's
That's it.
blue, okay?
But so is sadness. So I don't really know. So
They don't
she's
call it
like,
the
"You
oranges, they
didn't-"
call it the blues.
So then Rachel's like, yeah, go throw it in a pool in the woods. Okay, so then Polly comes and Dolores has the bottle. And she says, what a beautiful house and what a beautiful Blue Label we're about to bestow upon it. Am I right, Paulie?
Rachel's like, I am shooketh. It made its way here. It's almost like there was a team of producers that was going to make this happen no matter what happened. I can't even believe it.
She's like, where did you get that bottle of Blue Label? I am shooketh. And she's like, oh, you know what? I was asked to bring it, so I brought it. Well, guess what I am? Shooketh. I can't. I just can't. Melissa, have you seen this? I'm shooketh.
Melissa's like, you did not bring that blue label into my house. Look at Rachel. She shooketh. Can you believe it?
Don't open that. Shooketh before opening it. It's Blue Label.
So they're all like outraged that this stupid bottle has made its way via Dolores to the household. Because of course it would. I mean, like, Teresa's not going to spend that money and have it go to waste. She's going to find someone to send it over there. And so are the producers, by the way.
Right. Well, I mean, how is she going to say,
But remember when you had the housewarming, I gave you a bottle of Blue Label, so...
Yeah. So they're all shooketh, very shooketh about it. And Dolores is like, you know what? She asked me to bring it, so I brought it. So wrong? It's like my mother. She asked me to bring a cookie. I bring her a cookie. It's just what I do. I bring things to things.
what is that so wrong? So then Gia is so back over at Taria's house. She's making like meatballs or something. She's like,
Yeah, I'm gonna make meatballs because it makes me think of you, because I gotta like think of Gia how to make sauce because she wants to move out of the house. And who moves out of the house without knowing how to make sauce? Am I man?
I
how do
know.
your kids not know how to make sauce? That's crazy.
I was shocked. Didn't they make sauce as children? Wasn't there like a scene as a family? They all sat out there in the driveway and made sauce together. How does Gia not know at this point? I think it's on Gia. Like your mom has several cookbooks out. Now you just have to take them into your new apartment and you got to figure out yourself if you haven't taken the time to learn it from your mother.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but you know what? I don't approve. You have a certain amount of time to raise your children, so raise them right. Having children that don't know anything about sauce, that is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed for your children, okay? I don't even know what college would take those children. You shouldn't even take children from Jersey without a sauce test before school. That's it. You fill out, you take your GED. Who cares? Your GED. What's the other one? The SAT? I don't care if you're able to sit down. You better be able to make a sauce. You better take a SOC. That's what you better take.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's like the presidential physical fitness test, except with sauce. So, so she's gonna make sauce, and because she wants to move in with her boyfriend, and Teresa actually is of the mindset that Gia should live by herself first before she even moves in with someone, because she's never lived on her own, and Teresa never lived on her own also, but because she wasn't allowed to. So she wants Gia to do the things that she wasn't allowed to do.
Yeah, so Gia comes in and she's like,
Yeah, you know what? I think that you should live with your boyfriend. I mean, you should live alone before you live with your boyfriend.
and she goes, yeah, but you learn a lot about someone when you live together. Right, Louie? Did you guys learn a lot about each other when you guys moved in together?
He's like, oh, yeah. And Teresa's like,
Yeah, I learned so much from him. When we lived together, it made me realize how compatible we were.
and then we see a clip of Louis saying, I sit down to pee.
And she's like,
I like that. I like that you sit down to pee.
I think that Gia needs to live on her own so she learns not so much about her boyfriend, but she learns about things like paying rent. I think that's really a really important skill to have in life.
I think Gia needs to live alone just so she can get some rest, because like literally exhausted. She's
is.
just like, her eyes are always half closed, and she's just like, yeah, well, I guess I'm going to move in with my boyfriend, Mom.
Well, also, like, Gia's taken on this persona of being, like, world weary and, like, wiser than her years. I'm like, but you haven't lived by yourself yet. So I need you to do that before you can be the sage of New Jersey.
Yeah, but you know how when I moved from the city to the country, it was very difficult to go to sleep. Like, there was a ringing in my ears from not having all the city noise. Can you imagine suddenly not having Teresa in your
I
ear?
know.
I mean, that's
Scary.
a very loud noise. It's like living on a train that's constantly about to hit someone, like choo-choo. It's a constant choo-choo suddenly being gone from your life. Her brain is going to just melt out of her ears. It's not going to be able to take it.
She needs to know what that's like. She needs to know how to live with your brain melting out of your ears, because that makes you stronger.
What doesn't melt out of your ears makes you stronger.
Yeah. So Teresa then Teresa looks at her potholder and goes,
Oh, look at this. This potholder says Mr. and Mrs. Oh, Danielle gave me these. Oh, man. But now she's hanging out with people I don't like.
so
She's like, well, as long as she's not talking shit about you or whatever, Ma, I guess that's okay.
Oh my God, but you know what? I don't ever want to muddle the waters the way she does. And like in this group, there's a lot of troublemakers. Oh my God, the potholder says Mr. and Mrs. I almost forgot. Oh my God. Anyway, you know what? Like John Fugazi, I wanted to have a gift for my brother. And you know what happened? What happened? He wouldn't take it.
Yeah. You just wanted to be a little bitch boy for your brother, huh? Yeah, little bitch boy. When he comes here, I'm going to say right to his face. I'm going to say, have a seat.
I feel like it's so weird still that they talk so much shit about other adults in front of Gia. I don't know why.
She is the adult. It's one of those situations where Gia has to be the adult. Like, she gives her advice where she's like, Ma, she can be friends with her as long as she's not talking shit about you. She's like, oh my God. It's, what do they call it? Parentifying your child. Very bad. Very, very bad. So then we go to Jennifer Fessler and Jeff, who gets a chyron that says, Jeff Fessler, husband of Jennifer Fessler.
Oh, I love limoncello. They get their shots and everything. They come in, and then people are gathered in the backyard by a fire pit. Importantly, by a fire pit, and then the bottle, the blue label bottle is there. And
Blue Label. It's Blue Label. Ben, did you mention it's Blue Label?
It's Blue Label. It's a
I feel
blue
like I have a
label.
booger, but I don't. It's weird. Okay, sorry.
I don't have a
Had to check for
booger,
boogers.
but like I find that like every 5 words, like a little bit of like snot is like appearing in the back of my nose. You ever have that happen?
Oh,
So it makes
no.
it weird for me to say certain words. So like I'll be talking and then all of a sudden I'll be like, look, it's strange. Has that ever happened to you?
I'm sure. I mean,
Well,
I call it
it's
Coke
happening.
drip. But whatever
I
you
have
call
Coke
it.
drip without any of the benefits of ever taking cocaine.
There's not really many benefits of taking cocaine.
Wait, I talk fast as it is. Have I been doing coke all this time? Have I talk fast?
No,
and
but
I
I
have Coke
used
drip?
to wonder about you when we first were becoming friends, because you would be like, I'll be right back. And then you would come back literally cracked out of your mind. I mean,
That's
you
so
would just
funny.
be talking like, and then I learned he really is like that after you've had coffee. Like, because I've gone with you to have coffee. You know, most people are like, oh my God, coffee cracks me out. And you're like, whatever. And it barely does anything. But you, it really does. You can come back from having coffee and be like,
I'm out of control. I remember one time my brother was like, "Are you on cocaine?" And I was like, "No, I've never done cocaine." And yet I have all the bad side effects. Chatty and apparently
drip.
Coke drip.
Well, you're also thin, so that's one of the good things about it. Okay, so Melissa's like, so Joe, of course, sees the bottle because Food is like, what? This is what she gave me to give to you, the Blue Label. And Dolores is like, listen, she said, I got something for your brother. I got something for my brother that the Food has left behind. Joe, here's what I think. I think it's a nice gesture. I know that this is what your father used to drink. I think that if I was a napkin, my twat would be facing you right now because that's the way you set a table. All right.
So then Joe's like, Hey, you think she respects her dad with what she's done? And then Melissa's like, you see, this is why I don't want this in this house. We're going to put this with the other 17 bottles we have of this Blue Label because we're wealthy and we can afford Blue Label on our own. So when you're in the mood to read the card, you can. Sound good? I'm going to put it right here, right next to the fire pit.
And then we see Joe's face just getting redder and redder, and his eyes get just more and more crazed, as he gets.
His beard's getting more defined.
Drama music. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, it's something that I loved. That has nothing to do with this, but just now that Dolores is here, the music on this show is so good. I love Jersey music. I think it's so good, and it's some of the only Housewives music that has stayed the style of Housewives. Right. It goes with the mood. It's obviously orchestrated by one gay somewhere in some basement. It's really good. So Dolores's today, they had a new tune for Dolores's scene with her mother, where it's kind of gets to the dopey part where she's like, Ma, why would I need him to commit to me when I'm going into business with him? And so they were kind of mocking her with the music, and they were using my favorite sound effect, the like whenever something happens on the show and they're like, yeah, take that. They made a whole song like I was like, wow, Dolores got an entire song made out of. So congrats, Dolores. You deserved it.
I feel like that's also the music that plays when Paulie goes to Bloomingdale's and picks out size small shirts for his next scenes. It's like, sir,
I wonder if this would fit me, Dolores. I don't think it will.
I just want him to pick out something appropriate for his body type. That's all. It's not body shaming. It's just fashion shaming in that. Fashion sizing shaming.
Yeah. So it's taste shaming. So Joe is just enraged now because of the Blue Label. He's like, let me tell you something, all right? You lose your parents, and what else you got? What else you got? Huh? We got each other. And so what are you going to do? I met a new man. I opened my heart to that man, my heart to him. And you know what he did? He screwed me instantly. And I still forgave him. You know what? Because what's a pizza oven? What's a pizza oven at the end of the day? All right.
This is a great reminder that all this bullshit is because of pizza ovens. Okay. That's what this is all about. Okay.
Are the pizza ovens even still around?
I don't know. I would like one at this point, honestly. And you know what? You could see the producers are sort of on Joe Gorga's side because they give him a very flattering montage of him being like, I love Louis. I love him. I want you to marry my wife, my sister, who's also my wife in my head, but my sister. I want you. And it's all like friendly, and then it goes sour. So it was definitely showing that Joe Gorga like really opened his heart towards Louis. And now everything's gone sour.
Yeah. So sad, guys.
So sad.
So then Jennifer's like,
I think Joe's making a point of this and all of his friends and his family, and I get it, but I just don't think that a housewarming gift is nasty. Call me crazy.
Yeah. I'm with Jennifer Fessler on this, I have to say. Even though I've always been Team Gorga over Team Giudice, I think this is ridiculous. And I think they should just accept the gift, be gracious, because if you're trying to win the big war about who is the better person here, you just got to be like, thank you. Thank you very much. And you put it to the side and you move on.
well, what Gorga says here, I think is absolutely true. He says, that's not a good gift, because like she ain't doing it. If you're giving an olive branch or something, you knock on someone's door and you do it without the cameras there, right? But you don't do it where you send a Blue Label to a party where everybody can see it. Well, she didn't send it and say, Dolores, jump out of a fucking cake and tell everybody you've brought the bottle. Right. I mean, it kind of is turning into that. But I think that he's right in what he's saying is that she's obviously doing it to be performative. It's Teresa. So, of course, that's why she's doing it. But you're right that he should just say, oh, she brought me a Blue Label. That was very sweet. And then just shove it in a drawer and just ignore it.
Exactly. Because Teresa is being performative, but he's being performative also in his response. So if you want to win the performative war, you don't be performative also. Just say thank you, and then you re-gift it quietly, and you don't make a thing of it, because now it is it's created fodder for all of us on the internet, all of us at home to weigh in on this, and somehow it makes Teresa look better in a weird way. So I think that was, they played it incorrectly. They should just move on. They should just be totally indifferent towards her, you know?
So he's like, show me that car. Show me that car. Show me that car. I'm going to read it right now for everybody. Just kidding. I'm throwing it in the fire. And they're like, Joe, no, Joe, don't do it.
Joe. Joe.
I loved her. I took care of those children. And now I'm dead to them? Let me tell you what I'm not. A pizza maker because someone stole my oven. All right?
So now, Bill and Jen arrive, and they show up, and they see the Michelangelo David cutout, and Jennifer's like,
Oh, baby, I've never seen Joe Gorga taller than me. But it's good to aspire. Sorry, baby. Sorry I had to go for the cheap shot. Sorry for the low blow. Emphasis on low, because you're smaller than me, baby. Oh, that's 2 for 2.
That was funny. So Joe and Melissa hug. Not Joe, Melissa. Joe and Bill hug. And he's like, thanks for coming, bro. He's like, well, time will tell. Am I right?
And then Evan and Jackie show up, and, you know, they're like, wow, it's so nice and everything. And Melissa's
First
saying...
time we've seen Evan, right? Have we seen Evan this year?
I don't remember. I feel like he's popped up here or there. I feel like we've seen him before.
Oh.
I don't know.
Way to honor Evan. I don't know. Has he even been here? You're like, I have no idea. Who's Evan? So then
he's dead to me.
Melissa's like, yeah, you know, Jackie just baffled me at that lunch with the stuff she was saying. And then we see a clip of Melissa being like, Jackie, Teresa said horrible things to hurt your marriage, and I will never let you forget that. And Jackie going, it's very transparent what you're doing right now, Melissa, and I would like you to stop it because it's very, very transparent what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah. Even though it's very transparent what Jack is doing. So Melissa's like, look, I'm not going to not invite her. You know, I do love her. Plus, I also can't listen to another complaint about Jackie not being invited to something. And it's like an extended montage of Jackie not being invited and Jackie complaining about not being invited to something.
Can you believe this? I'm the only person that's not invited to the party over and over again. So Joe's shooting shots into Evan's mouth, which is like Joe Gorga's dream, you know?
Yeah.
So Jackie is falling. She falls on a step, which is poor Jackie, you know? I mean, my God. She's just like, finally, I'm at a party. Now everybody's going to see what it's like not inviting Jackie to a party because Jackie is fun. Boom. Plants. Just fucking falls immediately.
She's like, I'm going to make a split. Not that I'm invited, I'm going to make a splash at this party, as she literally falls down into a puddle and splashes everyone.
And then Melissa, who someone just fell on her house, and Melissa goes, you know what? There's a step there. You know what else is there? A lawsuit, bitch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I hope you got some good home insurance, because that could be a State Farm situation right there.
Totally. Rachel's like, oh my God, did you see that? She just ate shit. And Jackie's like, did you see how I landed everybody? Fucking phenomenal. I didn't even spill my drink.
You know what I would call that landing? I would call it a Teresa. Just absolutely perfect, right? So,
you know what? When she was a child, I told her, you're so good at landing. I've always supported her landing.
I've always supported you. When gravity tried to take you down, I said, don't do that. That's my dear friend Jackie Goldschneider. I remember saying that when I was 2 years old. All my life I've supported you.
How dare you treat me like this? Disgusting, you douche.
Disgusting.
So then, let's see. Guys are like fucking with the Gorga statue, you know. It's just a Jersey. So whenever the guys are around, all you hear is like,
hey,
the guys
hey,
doing
did your
that
wife pick that shirt out for you? Hey.
Hey. So the double dildo, am I right? So then Melissa is talking to, it's the girls chatting. So Melissa's like, so did you tell everybody about your meeting with Teresa, Rachel? And Dolores is like, oh, I heard about this meeting. I heard that you said something like, you're a poster child for mortgage fraud. So is that what you said? Because you know what? That's not really worth it, is it? Especially knowing ... And Rachel's like, but for her to say, how dare you talk about Jaden's mom like that? I will punch you in the fucking face, okay? Because that is not his mom. That is a story that nobody here but me and John knows anything about. So who are you to talk about something you don't know nothing about?
Well, not only is it a story that no one here knows anything about, it's also a story that I don't think anyone here cares about. So that really works out well. So Jennifer's like,
well, I think that if you just sort of accepted the apology in the first place, you could have moved on, baby.
And she's like, well, no, she wasn't even heated when she said it, Jen. She was dead serious. She was so serious, I'm going to take my finger, my index finger and my thumb, and then make a little bird head out of the other three and go, dead serious. Dead serious.
So then Jackie is watching this and gossiping. She's like, I've never seen anyone hate anyone so much as she hates Teresa. And I think it's because she has someone in her ear. And you think she's going to go in there and friendly when Margaret and Melissa are your best friends? I don't think that that's going to happen.
Wow. It's like I don't even know Jackie anymore. So
she's trying it.
She is trying. She's like, I am ready to be I'm sick of being on the losing team. So Rachel's like, well, if that were true, I wouldn't have even gone in the first place.
Yeah, but it just didn't seem like you even wanted it. Like, it seemed like John didn't even want to work it out with Louis.
And he goes, well, he wanted to hear what Louis had to say. He wanted a gentleman conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, John Fuda, known for all his gentlemanly moments on this show.
Yeah. So then Fuda is talking to the guys. He's like, that apology, that was a backhanded apology since it wasn't sincere, right? Because you know what's a good apology? A sincere one. Am I right? And then I told her what I was in trouble for. You know what? I was selling a little bit of marijuana, and I was younger than Gia is. And I know in the past, Jackie's accused Gia or made the allegation or an example of something like that. And that spun out of control. But now you're accusing me of being the biggest drug dealer when I was at it. Okay. So wait, you're trying to equate the Gia thing because you were young too, and you made a mistake, and now they're hurting another young person. But in the past, John Fuda dropped this shit. What are you even talking about at this point? Like, you're trying to get young person sympathy. You're not young. Stop.
I just want to say, Ronnie, that whatever you were saying, Mac OS really appreciated it because in the middle of you talking, I don't know if you saw it, a little thumbs up showed up on the screen. Like it literally, like a thumb up in a bubble
Agreed with me.
popped up next to your head. It's like, you know what? I've been listening to this podcast. I've been listening to these fuckers record podcasts for 12 years. Finally, saying something
Ronnie.
I can co-sign.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It
He's
just
trying-
showed up, a little thumbs up. Like, yes.
I'll take it. Listen, I'll take any agreement I can get in this world.
Yeah.
But I think that's funny. Is being like, yeah, I thought it was. She got mad that someone came for a child, but now she's coming for a child. Child John Fuda back in the day.
I know.
This used to be my playground.
I honestly, the way that the Fudas have blown up like a stupid thing. Teresa was in the wrong for sure for saying it. Teresa was being like a nasty person, but the fact that they have turned this into a 7-episode issue, they are the ones that are highlighting John's past more than Teresa's at this point. I'm sorry. And I'm like, I can't stand people that make me take Teresa's side. It's really driving me nuts.
Yeah. They're really going for it, these two. So then back to and Evan was like, you were just a baby. I can't believe she would do that. And so then back to Rachel. She's like, I actually turned to John when we had stood up to leave, and I go, you know what? Why don't you stay, and then we can ask Teresa to leave, and then it could just be the guys talking. And Dolores is like, maybe that's how it should have been in the first place. Am I right? Because then I wouldn't have had the great responsibility of bringing this blue label to this home, which I've done because I was asked.
So now the
I
guys
rode with Teresa once. Once I needed to ride somewhere, and Teresa took me. So I will always have her back.
there were 2 sets of footprints in the sand that day. So
Mine and the blue labels.
it's more like 1 set of footprints and just one dragging square shape of a bottle blue label being dragged through the sand. So they're back to doing shots out of each other's mouths and everything, and fun times. And now Dolores is talking to like Melissa and Danielle at the bar, and she's like, so are you going to have a talk with Jackie? She was, by the way, she was saying Danielle could help me with this, but she was saying you and Melissa are in Rachel's ear, and that's not going to be any peace at that meeting.
Oh, really?
because of
Really?
that.
Wow. Well, we didn't say anything. And Jackie said that Rachel and Melissa wouldn't make amends because me and Melissa are in her ear. Did I get that right? I'm going to repeat the whole thing right in front of you. Okay, I got that right. What a douche. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to say something. You know what I am? Livid. I'm livid. I'm livid right now. And she marches over there. She's like, can I just say something? Why would you say that there's no way Rachel's going to make up with Teresa because me and Melissa are in her ear? Okay, that's exactly. I just studied the line. That's exactly what you did. How dare you? How dare you?
Look,
Douche.
I just
You're a
feel like
douche.
it's. I just feel like it's true. I just feel like it's true, Margaret.
Oh, really? Well, can I tell you something? I consider you a very good friend, and I'm not mad at you for making. Oh no, Melissa says. Okay, but I'm not mad at you. So wherever you got that, make up with Teresa. What do I care?
Well, at lunch you tried making it a problem, and you know what you did. That was a private conversation between me and you.
And Melissa's like, but it's in your book. And they're talking again about how Jackie was upset that Teresa tried to come for her marriage.
No,
And so,
this is a new thing.
well,
This
it is a new thing, but like that's Melissa was saying, Teresa came for your marriage at the brunch. Melissa said, Teresa came for your marriage, and I'm not going to let you forget that. Like it really bothered you.
Right, but so they bring up a new thing now because she's like, Melissa goes, it's in your book, Jackie. She goes, it doesn't matter if it's in my book. The book's not out yet. And she goes, Marge is like, but it will be out. She goes, no. But we can't fight about that till the book's out. So I don't appreciate you bringing up something. For now, nobody knows that. So it's still supposed to be like Jackie's losing. She's like, it's still supposed to be between me and you because the way that I outed it, it hasn't been outed yet, which is so crazy. But then Melissa's like, yeah, but so she explains to us what they're talking about, which is that Jackie came on Melissa's podcast and wrote in her book that what Teresa did to her caused her to relapse. And so that's now what they're arguing about. And she's like, wait, you can't say that that was a private conversation I outed. You literally came on my podcast. How's that private?
Yeah, and I understand why all these people are confused, because if you're writing something in your book, it's not just like, oh, we were in a fight, but like she caused me to relapse. And then you're now actually being friends with her, and which is even that's okay, but you're also now like shutting the door on the friendships that you used to have. It's all like reading in a very strange way.
Yes. And so then Marge and Jackie, and also I said this in Summer House, and I just have to keep it going. You should never blame anybody for your relapse in any kind of thing that you're going through. It's weird. You shouldn't do it. So then Marge and Jackie are talking, and back to Marge and Jackie. Marge is like, I've been there. I've been nothing but good for you. And she's like, to you. And she's like, you insinuated that I would have nothing without you, Margaret, which she did not. I don't think she did. Do you think that she did?
I don't know. I mean, I can imagine Margaret. I can imagine Margaret saying
like,
something
you
that
have
could be
a book
interpreted.
and I had a book first or something, insinuating like I got you the book deal. Or
Well, Margaret said on camera, Margaret said something like, if I remember correctly, like, look what I did. Like, look how much I've helped you. I've supported whatever. And Jackie definitely took it as like, you're saying that you got me the book deal. Like, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have a book deal. But I don't think that was Margaret saying I gave you your book deal. I think that was Margaret saying I supported you in pursuing this path.
Right. So then she's like, no, you said you have a book deal. I have a book deal because you championed me. And she's like, all I said was I was upset you didn't send me your book, Jackie. She goes, you insinuated things about my relationship with my mother. And then we see a clip of Softball with Marge saying, I'm the only one who even knew about your book. And Jackie saying, my mother hasn't even read my book. And Marge saying, well, that's not surprising. She's being like, you can't talk about my mother, Marge. I can, but you can't.
So, so then Margaret's like, you're so defensive. And Jackie's like, well, you're just mad that I'm friends with Teresa. And too bad. This is a big fucking waste of my time, and I'm walking away from you. So she walks off, and Margaret's like, you know what? Okay, Dolores, Jen Fessler, I was trying to stay calm, but she complained about you, Dolores, at the softball game for not tagging her in her photo. There, I said it. I'm putting it out there.
But it was an accident, the not tagging. She's like, oh, what? You know what? I had to talk her off the ledge then, too. So that's what we're dealing with today. Okay.
So Jackie then goes over to Joe Benigno and hugs him long and deep, a long, deep hug, like an, oh my God, I love you so much. I love you. And Margaret's like, no, don't hug my husband. Do not hug my husband. Do not hug Joe Benigno. Okay, he's my Joe. She does not want to see that. You just got into a fight with me. You don't get to hug my husband right afterwards. I thought it was a pretty bold move on Jackie's part,
Yeah, because at first it wasn't just like, hey,
that.
Joe. It was like, hey, it was like a deep hug. I'm like, I love you so much, Joe. Just weird. And I loved how Marge dealt with it because she just went up to him and she goes, Joe, get off of her. Don't touch her. We just had it. It's not good. She says, I'm not a good friend to her and we're not good. So just don't acknowledge her, Joe. She's like, Margaret, what are you doing? She goes, seriously, just stop. This is some sick shit. This is sick shit coming up to Joe Benigno.
So
I see what you're doing. You're trying to get into his little seafoam brain. Well, it's not going to work.
So then Melissa goes upstairs, his little seafoam brain. Melissa goes upstairs to check on her dog, but the David has now moved up onto the staircase. She goes, oh my God, now I've got Joe's balls in my face. Wait till my son gets home and sees this. Oh my God.
And Polly's like, you got Joe's balls in your face a lot, don't you? You're pretty used to that, Joe's balls in your face. Laughing Irish. And then he lifts his arm while he's doing it, and we see a tattoo on his arm. And because We are living in the future, my friend. I put my camera on there and I did a Google image search and it translated his tattoo. It's Arabic. And according to Google Translate, it means, but few get it.
Oh, so he's talking about divorce papers. Oh, I want to get divorced, but few get them.
Why buy the cow? The tattoo.
Why buy the tattoo when you get the ink for free? Am I right? Thank you.
So then Jennifer and Jen and Danielle are talking. So Danielle's like,
We should talk now. What's going on between you and me? Huh? What's going on?
Oh, you want to talk now? You want to talk in front of people? You want to talk privately, baby?
I don't care. I just want to know. You know what I mean? I mean, women of Fashion Week on top of the world. Now I got to figure this out. You know, what's going on? Just tell me what's going on.
You know what? Go ahead and talk. I'm not going to be a slob, per se. I'm sure that word won't come back to haunt me and get in the middle of this. You two talk. Goodbye.
So Jen's like,
Well, I heard that at the bougie party you were talking about the Lena thing and saying it's my friends, but I wasn't friends with you because I didn't stick up for you. Well, if I agreed with what you did, I'd stick up for you, baby.
and she's like,
Wait a minute. You're going to talk shit about me with someone who's already talking shit about me? I mean, what's going on here? What is that?
So she's like,
I didn't agree with that behavior. And yet saying, oh, who was she to even be here? Danielle, to be a success in life, you shouldn't have to push anyone out of the way to get there, baby.
I love that Jen's turning this into, you are being mean to a hairdresser to make yourself more successful, which makes no sense. I mean, the logic here really doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I don't get it. So, Danielle's like,
I have no idea who you're even talking about, right? You're talking about someone who blew my hair out once in my life. I don't know it from a hole in the wall.
And so then Danielle explains. She's like,
Last February, I threw a party for children with cancer. It was a ball.
and we see a sign that says, "Party like a housewife tonight at the Starland Ballroom." So no wonder she thinks she's a star.
Yeah.
If I wasn't a star, why was I a Starland, huh?
Doesn't make sense. I worked my ass off for this event, and it was such a beautiful night, and we had a VIP area that was for me, Dolores, Jen, and Teresa, and I wanted this area secured, so just so the fans could give us a break, because when you're a star, and you're Starland, there's fans everywhere, And the night of the event, everyone descended on it. Family, friends, Lena. It was a safety issue. I told security, you gotta get everyone out.
So Jen's like,
Well, that was shitty what you did, Lena.
and she goes, "Oh, and P.S. Lena wanted to bring Laura." That's what Danielle says. So then we see a clip, and Laura is the one who told Jen that Marge said that Melissa made out with a guy last year.
Right.
It's this fucking show.
And so
So
Danielle's
they
like,
were trying to be messy and bring Lena and Laura to start some more shit for Danielle to spread. Teresa and Jen are so transparent. So Danielle is slightly smarter now, saw that that's what was going on, and was like, no, get the fuck out of my VIP.
and she makes a good point. She says, why would I host a charity event and invite the one person that destroyed our group last year? I mean, and that's a strong argument. Like Laura's little rumor really did. That was the thing that kind of really, that was the tipping point for this whole group. She's like, we don't need bloggers. We don't need destructo cannons coming left and right. Like, let's do something good and have fun with it.
So then she's like, okay. So Jen's like,
We did so much for you that night. So much.
and she goes, oh my God.
But you know what I did for you? I fed you good. I got your cars to come.
She didn't get cars. You got reimbursed for the cars.
Yeah, well, Jen and Aiden's like,
I mean, we did so much. You could have had a big step and repeat that night, and you had a big one. He didn't even consider putting Aiden in plastic surgery up there, baby.
That was pretty funny. She's like, why couldn't you advertise Aiden plastic surgery for the kids with cancer? What kind of monster are you?
well, if Aiden Plastic Surgery made a donation, I'm sure they would get on the step and repeat.
Exactly, Jen. So Danielle, they start yelling at each other. She goes,
Couldn't you even put
plastic surgery up there? She says, no, I couldn't. So they're yelling at each other, but then she calms it down and she's like, listen, okay, let's just calm it down. And Jen's like, we did everything. We came to your event. And she goes, yeah, but she goes, Jen, and then Jen says, when I throw charities, I don't take anything back. All the money I make goes back to the people, insinuating that Danielle's profiting off this charity. Like, Jen goes so fucking low. She's like, oh yeah, stealing from kids with cancer, huh? And she's like, no, we made $25,000 and that's what they got. So then she goes, look,
if I drop the ball at that charity event, I apologize, all right? But you should talk to me before we start screaming and yelling, because you know what you do? When you assume stuff, it makes an ass out of you and my brother.
Oh, God. Bill says that to me all the time, except his version is when you assume you make an ass out of me that I want to pinch. Hey, baby.
So then the guys are still like, oh, the statue with Gorga's dick on is hilarious. So then Jack, who's that? Joe and Jenna are saying hi to each other for the first time and kind of joking around together. So it looks like that's going to work out for now. Mm-hmm. And then Jackie, Dolores, and Jen are talking now. So Jackie's like, why did Margaret go so low? Why did she go so low? She didn't go low. She didn't even do anything. She just said she didn't like that you're walking around starting fights with her.
Well, I think that Jackie she still thinks that like Margaret was trying to like talk shit about her mom at the baseball, like in the softball locker room when she said, oh, well, that basically like, oh, that tracks that your mom hasn't even read it yet. So Dolores goes, listen, she told me you were upset that I didn't tag you in a post. Is that real? Are you really upset with that? Are we back to dog with a bone status? She goes, well, I was upset. Well, then call me. Well, I mean, I didn't shit talk you at all. I mean, I don't understand why I was left off uninvited from the photo tagging and the Instagram photo.
So Margaret, who knows Jackie so fucking well, goes, you know what? I just sent Dolores the screenshot of Jackie shit talking her. So Joe, tell her to look at her phone. So Joe Bonino starts waving his phone to Dolores. So Dolores puts on her reading glasses. She's like, hold on. It's like, I've got to put on my readers. Give me a second.
Hold on
I'm
one second,
checking on
Jackie.
my dog.
I'm checking on my dog. Okay, do we have a banister yet? No, dog fell off the stairs. And let me read this. It's a screenshot from Margaret. I probably shouldn't be saying this part out loud. And the text says, oh, it's from you, Jackie. It says, I definitely think that's intentional. She's a fucking slob and I hate her.
And Dolores goes, I'm a fucking slob? A slob? She goes, oh, no, that's so mean that she sent that to you. How could Margaret do something so mean? And she's like, oh, a slob. I'm a slob then. And she goes, no, I meant the situation with a slob. You know, not you personally, just the situation. She goes, oh, okay. She goes, well, I apologize for that. She goes, you should apologize. She goes, to me, you know, saying slob, I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, it just means your behavior is mean and stupid and juvenile, and that's all. You are officially done, ma'am. Okay? You're officially done, and you should watch out, because I know everybody's going to be like, oh, really? And then Marge turns around and uses screenshots. Yeah, that's why. What are you thinking? You're going up against her for literally no reason. You could still be friends with Teresa. She's like going after her for no reason. I'm not understanding how she's handling this. I mean, Jackie, do whatever you want. I've never really considered Jackie to be stupid, but this is plain stupid, this move.
It's just, it's wild. And Dolores like, you know what? I don't talk about you like that. Do I call you a dog with a bone? Do I call you pathetic? Do I call you a sad excuse for a person? Do I call you someone who just begs to be disinvited from photo tagging opportunities? Yes, but I don't call you a slob, just so you know.
And she's like,
Well, I didn't really mean you, okay? She goes, and the things that she says about you and Paul, horrendous, okay? Margaret says horrendous things.
and she doesn't put anything in writing, but she still says it. And she goes, oh, then you know what she is? She's smart. Okay, guess she's a little smarter than you. Is she smarter than you? I think so.
So then Dolores does a classic Dolores thing where she goes, from where I'm from, that's bad. Being called a slob from the girl that's a hot mess every day, crying all the time over everything, and I'm the slob? Okay, Jackie. And yeah, Margaret should keep her mouth shut when she talks about me and Paul. But you know what I love is I feel like every season there comes a moment where someone says, you know the thing with Dolores? She reminds me of like a stale piece of bread. Oh, where I'm from?
A stale piece of bread?
You don't say
is
that.
The worst.
She always says like where I'm from. There's always something that's like not like the worst thing in the world. She's like, where I'm from, you don't call people that. She's like out here talking about like twats on napkins and like, well, she's a real cut fitness. Whoa, did you just say the S word? Slob?
Where
we don't
I'm
talk
from?
about that.
No, you don't do that. So then Melissa's like, what is going on over there? And Marge is like, you know what she is? She's an insecure psychotic that I've stood by and I've cared for her, and she's a nasty little asshole, and I'm over it. Okay, that's it. You know what? Next time somebody is giving birth, I'm not going to go there and say, I support you for your entire life, baby. Okay? I'm going to wait. I'm going to give it some time.
So that's it. That's the end of the episode, everyone. So thanks everyone here for listening, for hanging out, and we will catch you on our next recap. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish. It's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
If you like Watch What Crappens, you can listen ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Hey, small business leaders. Have you ever thought there's got to be an easier way to do all this busy work? With JustWorks all-in-one platform, you can check all the boxes, run payroll in 90 seconds, access premium benefits, take care of tax reports, and even hire internationally through JustWorks EOR. Any questions? Reach out to expert staff for real human support. Plus, transparent pricing guaranteed. Visit justworks.com/podcast to join the thousands of small businesses that trust JustWorks to take care of payroll, benefits, compliance, and more.
Nancy's love story could have been ripped right out of the pages of one of her own novels.
She was a romance mystery writer who happens to be married to a chef.
But this story didn't end with a happily ever after.
When I stepped into the kitchen, I could see that Chef Brophy was on the ground, and I heard somebody say, "Call 911."
As writers, we'd written our share of murder mysteries. So when suspicion turned to Dan's wife, Nancy, we weren't that surprised.
The first person they look at would be the spouse. We understand that's usually the way they do it.
But we began to wonder, had Nancy gotten so wrapped up in her own novels?
There are murders in all of the books.
That she was playing them out in real life? Follow Happily Never After, Dan and Nancy on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Happily Never After, Dan and Nancy, early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.